Also, of course, a game I love, Baz.
Yes.
We need to talk about the Lightning. I know we're in between seasons, but our next guest is going to be an absolute superstar.
Love the basketball, mate.
Love the basketball?
Love the basketball.
Not Tayla?
Love Taylor.
Love Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, how are you?
Love them all.
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for joining us, mate. It's been a really quick rise for you, I guess. 17, you've come in as a development player, then last year you hurt your knee, and then you're back again playing. So it's been a bit of a up and down ride for you. Let's talk about the moment that they come to you and say, hey, we want you to be a development player for the Lightning.
Oh yeah, that was probably the most surreal moment of my life so far, because obviously I was quite young when Chris approached me, and I didn't really know a whole lot about the WNBL at that age, but I was quickly to learn about it, and yeah, I was just super excited for the opportunity to be given that at such a young age.
Young age is 17, by the way.
Yeah, but it was at the under-18 championships, wasn't it? Where you really shone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chris Lucas was sitting up in the grandstand or sitting somewhere. Your performance there got you where you are, probably where you are today, really.
Yeah.
If you're going to perform, you might as well perform in the big league at the under-18s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was definitely probably the key tournament that got me that exposure.
So how long after that tournament did someone come up and, as Phil said, say, hey, how about you coming over here?
It was pretty quick. Probably like a month later, I'd say. Yeah, I was at my club training. He came and we had a meeting, and so it was pretty quick turnaround.
And someone come up and said, hey, guess what?
Yep, got a phone call, and then a meeting was arranged, and yeah.
Fantastic.
And I bet you said a lot at the meeting, didn't you? Yep.
Lots of money.
Yeah. I worked at the Institute, and we used to go and talk to the players about coming to the Institute to play, and they're so shy. Yeah. Everything's just yes, yes. Mum and Dad do all the talking. Do you want to play? Yes. Do you want to do it? Yes. You know, very few no's, and lots of yes. So I imagine it was like that for you. Yeah. Taylor, hey, tell us about last year, because unfortunately you do an ACL, and the recovery is a 12-month period for you. What was that 12 months like?
Yeah, it was very hard. Probably the hardest moment of my life so far. But I learnt a lot throughout the experience. A lot about determination, resilience, and I really sort of got to make my body a lot stronger and a lot fitter than I was beforehand, and I got to learn a lot more about the gym and the strength conditioning sides of things and how important that is for basketball. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise almost, because I think I'm a much better player than I was before I did my knee.
So when you join the team, you get to work out with like Steph Talbot, and I reckon there was Taylor there. Alana Smith would have been in that group as well. So it's three super players. That learning curve for you, how did you find that?
Oh yeah, that was an amazing experience, obviously, to be so young and train with such superstars. It's a dream of all young kids, and I learn a lot from them, and they've experienced so much already, and they're great people, and I got to learn a lot. Yeah.
Hasn't always been basketball for you, has it, really? You're a bit of well, you've played a lot of sports, like a lot of girls do.
Superstar at Seymour, she was captain of the sports.
This is what I mean. So, basketball, but you played netball.
Yeah.
You were a swimmer as well.
Yeah, did softball.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, I did a lot. I guess that's just as a young kid, your parents kind of throw you into all these different sports and see what sticks. But basketball was definitely the one that I loved the most, and I just pursued that out of all of them.
And they would have cost them a fortune as well, because they would have bought the softball glove, the swimming trunks, the swimming trunks, all that gear. Yeah, one day you'll pay them back. One day you'll pay them back.
I reckon Mum and Dad were pretty happy. I couldn't think of anything worse than getting up at 4 in the morning to go to swimming training. So I reckon they were pretty happy. And I don't reckon Taylor wanted to bound out at that time either.
Getting home at 4 in the morning.
When you talk about that, at 17 they approach you. You've come back from the under-18 champs, still at school at Seymour, and then they're saying, now we want you to be the development player. So I've gone from school now to development player. Now I'm trying to fit my year 12 and study in. How difficult to get your head around all that?
It was a little bit daunting at the start, trying to figure out how I would get my study in, because that was probably one of my other big focuses, obviously being in year 12. But I had a lot of support and a really good support network around me, and I was able to, finish my assignments and tests and get extensions and all that sort of work around with the Lightning commitment, because they understood how important that was to me and how much of a big step that was for my career starting out.
So now, what is it now? What are you studying now?
I'm at uni, I'm doing human movement, and I'm doing that part-time, so that's only 2 subjects a week, so it's not too much at all, so I'm able to train and, work and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
You're playing at a perfect time, really, for the Lightning, because of what's going on down at the Lightning at the moment with the new facilities and whatever that they're saying will be the best in the land for the women's basketball. which is brilliant. So you're really at a really good phase now. Recruiting well, the team's actually playing pretty well. So and you know, you've got a lot of guns coming up. I think they just re-signed Borlays. I think she just re-signed, pretty good player as well. We know Steph, we know how good they are. But this is a pretty good time to be playing for Adelaide Lightning, I would think.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really good time. Obviously, the new stadium, we got new partners last year, and they were really awesome. They really transformed our team, and yeah, I think we're going to have a really good year.
Can we do something about the Melbourne Boomers, because they've been a bit of a bogey team the last couple of years? Have you got any plans for them? Have you?
Yeah, I'm sure we have some plans.
Hey, you've had 2 coaches in a short period of time, and obviously Chris is the one that signed you, so you always feel a connection to the first coach you play for. And then he's stepped out. Now Nat Hurst has come in, of course, super. 7 championships, so pretty good record. Is there a difference between the two?
Yeah, I would say there's a difference, obviously, just because Chris has been around a lot longer. But Nat, she's played the game herself, like you said. She's 7-time champion. She knows her stuff, and like I've learnt a lot from her. And she was the assistant coach with Chris, so she's been there my whole journey so far. So I've really connected well with her.
All right, just make a note to tell Chris he's really old.
Yeah,
Chris,
tough.
Chris is really old. Is that what you want me to tell Chris? He's really old? No.
He's really old and never played.
He's really old. No. He's been around a long time. Yeah, so we pensioned him off, and that came out. Okay, I'll just make a note to let Chris know that. Hey, what's the next goal for you? So we go in increments as players. So you've forced your way into the Lightning, came back from the knee recon.
Yeah.
What's next on your goals?
Well, I actually just recently made the under-19 Gems team.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you. So we'll go away to Spain in July for the World Cup. So that's definitely top of my priority list at the moment to go and do well. And then after that, obviously aim for the Opals one day maybe. That would definitely is a dream of mine. And yeah, just play for the Lightning for as long as I can and be try and contribute as much as I can there.
You know, as a kid growing up, we normally have our role models and our idols. For you in the Lightning, was there a player that was it a Rachel Spawn? Was it someone like that where you go, wow, I want to be like that? Yeah,
definitely Rachel Spawn. I think she, you know, she's an Adelaide girl, and I'm seeing her come up through the Bearcats and then the Lightning and obviously the Opals and how much of a mark she left. She was definitely someone I look up to, and then obviously Steph Talbot, you know, and now playing with her is such a surreal experience. So yeah, definitely.
When you walk into the team and someone like Steph's on the team, we know that Steph's lovely. We know that, but when you're young, you walk in and you're kind of like, wow, that's Steph Talbot. Wow. I was going to sit over here in the corner and not say anything. How long before you started to...
Yeah, I definitely think the first few trainings I was very nervous, and I don't know if those nerves ever really went away, but yeah, as you said, she's a lovely, lovely woman, and she was very warm and welcoming to the younger girls because she's been there before and she knows what it's like, you know, to walk in as a young player with all these older people, you know. So yeah, she had open arms, and now I'm not nervous.
We forget about people like that, don't we? We don't really forget about it, but like people like Rachel Spawn is just a superstar player and whatever. There's awards, I think. Are there awards named after Rachel at Adelaide Lightning?
Yeah,
there is
Rachel
a
Spawn was
best player or best team member?
Yeah, I think it was like best young player.
Yeah, she's got a statue.
A statue?
Yeah, the pigeons sit on it a fair bit. We love Rachel, and she's a very good friend.
She is.
You know, though, now for you, Tayla, the next thing that happens is because you become a really good player and you're still playing with Sturt in the NBL 1. Yeah. You know, the one where you're just playing, it doesn't matter, I'm 17, I'm playing it. Then suddenly, now the players are looking at you going, well, hang on a minute, you play for the Lightning, you're our best player, there's a bit more expectation on you. Have you found that?
Yeah, a little bit. I definitely think, you know, obviously playing for the Lightning and whatnot will get you a bit of attention, but my Sturt team, you know, I've been with them since I was 5, so I know the club very well, the club knows me very well, so they're like family. Nothing really changes. It's a very team-orientated club, and yeah, we're just like one big family.
Just comfortable there. The Gems, so you said you go to Spain in July, so will there be any more training sessions? Will you get in Canberra, get somewhere before you?
No, so we're going to go over to Spain earlier and do a training camp over there and play a Four Nations sort of like pre-World Cup tournament and then play the World Cup. So we'll be over there for a few weeks,
Now you're going to have young girls looking up at you going, hey, I want to be like Tayla, I want to be like that, rather than you looking up at Rachel. Because that's how it happens. I mean, especially from your club, from the Sabres, you're going to have a couple of young girls go, wow, now it's going to be wow that you're up there and whatever, and they'll want to follow you. That's the great thing about sport, I think. You know, we all have our role models, and people we want to be like, but you forget that once you get there, there's people looking at you, and that's going to be you. Good luck.
Yeah,
I hope it goes really well.
Brothers, sisters?
Oh, yeah, I've got an older brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He plays footy. So
Does he?
yeah, he actually played with the Roosters for a little bit, but he's gone back to. He went to PAC, so plays for PAC Old Coals in the. Oh, I'm not sure what that league's called, but Adelaide League or something. I don't know. So,
Seymour College was a good school.
Yeah,
good school for you.
very
Enjoyed
good school.
it.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's quite sporty, which is great. Right up my alley.
So sports captain at
Yeah.
Seymour. What's the responsibility with that? That's for all sports, the whole school, not just basketball.
No. Yeah.
It's just a lot of just coordinating with the sports boss, I would say, at school, and like organising sports day. There's a sports dinner that I organised, and had a speech at, and just trying to get everyone involved in the sport program there, especially because a lot of girls don't play a lot of sport these days. The rates are kind of dropping, so just trying to get those up and promoting it.
Great stuff.
Hey Taylor, really appreciate you coming.
Yep.
It's a great time in your life. Well done with the Gems. We'll
Thanks.
follow with interest to see how they go, and then of course the Lightning. You'll just about get back from with the Gems, and pre-season will start for you. So it's going to be a jam-packed year for you.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it. Get on the Adelaide Lightning.
Good luck,
They
Taylor.
are going to be exciting to watch next season. Stay with us.